Hi everyone, you are welcome again to interviews on Christian Insight TV. Today we have someone very special and I'm so excited. So excited. We have with us today Mr. Emmanuel Jones. He is a big brother and is someone who is also a mentor. And so glad that today I have the opportunity to have this interview with him. And today we are going to be talking about his book. Like I said, Mr. Emmanuel Jones is the chief executive of Jones Foundation UK. He's also a business leadership consultant. He's a destiny tour guide and a life coach. You are welcome. Welcome.
You're welcome. Thank you, Brother David. God bless you, sir.
And today we are here talking about your new book, Reinventing Yourself. We have waited so long for you to do this. And finally, by the grace of Jesus, you have done this. Reinventing yourself. We're just going to go straight in so that we don't waste any time. The first question I will want to ask is, what prompted you reinventing yourself out of every other thing that we all need right now? Why reinventing yourself, sir?
Well, you see that the world is in transition. Life is in transition with this pandemic. You know, everybody has lost sense of focus. There's so much pressure. And so you'll agree with me that life is uncertain. Business is volatile. We are living in, they call it new normal. And so for us to be successful in this normal, we need to change. We need to have a paradigm shift. So reinvention means change, nothing more, nothing less, because you cannot put a new wine in an old wineskin. The wineskin will tear. So we cannot achieve what we want by remaining who we are. So reinvention is a safeguard against frustration, against complaining, against mental illness, against trouble in this new normal. We must reinvent ourselves so that we can adapt to change and maximize the blessedness of this season. Thank you.
That is so lovely. And I mean, you said so many things. You said we can put new wine in old skin. And that's coming across to me like we can't continue to do, we don't expect to maybe pick up new procedure or do new things while we ourselves are not changed. That is what I get from that. And that speaks to reinventing ourselves. And so, I mean, if this is, like you said, the new normal, who should be reading this book? Reinventing Yourself. Who are the people who need specifically now to be reinventing themselves? Please let us know, sir.
Thank you. As you know very well, this book is for all ages, all gender, all institutions, all organizations, and because this pandemic has affecting everyone, whether governments, whether private sector, every organization, businesses, families, youth, young ones, old ones, everyone is affected. So this is a book I wrote with every human being in mind. Every human being who need to adapt to change. Every human being who need to succeed in these unsettled times, who want to fulfill destiny in these challenging moments. Every human being, every Homo sapiens need to read this book.
That's lovely. So everyone needs to be reading this book. And, you know, I mean, the need is very clear, sir, like you have just put it. Everyone needs, what in your own opinion, why do people resist change? Why do people why would people not want to reinvent themselves if it is something so necessary? Please, why do people resist change, sir?
Yes, very simple. The vision I got was anyone who has tasted old wine always thinks the old wine is better. Why? Because human beings, we are creatures of routine. We are creatures, our system work in autopilot. We put our life in, we enjoy comfort zone. And so when we talk about reinvention is pain, but it's more painful to get stuck, in your failure and disappointment. And so because of people don't want new things, because new things bring new challenges, new things takes you out of your comfort zone. And so the old things of doing things put you in autopilot. You want to go to routine, you want to do the same thing. It's easier that way. And so that's why people resist change, because we are creatures of habits. Of course, habit is easy to form, but it's hard to break.
Give up, yeah.
Enjoy routine. He put our life in autopilot.
So, I mean, I think I can relate a bit to what you say, sir, and I hope I'm probably guilty myself of some of the things you have said. So how do I respond? I don't want change. I don't want something that would bring new challenges that might be difficult. Maybe I'm afraid of failure. How do I respond to leverage on my dreams? How do you advise me to move forward, sir?
Well, thank you so much. According to a psychotherapist, Dr. Nathaniel Brendan, he says the first response to change is awareness. You've got to be aware. And so the law of awareness says you need to know yourself to reinvent yourself. You need to know where you are right now. That's the first law. And when it comes to awareness, there are three classes of people. Some people, they don't care about anything. We call those ones frustrated people. Then the second group of people in School of Awareness are those, they have little knowledge of awareness, but they don't want to change. Then the last class of people, when it comes to School of Awareness, are those, they say, he that knows that he knows not. He said, teach him, he is wise. But he that knows not that he knows not, he is a fool. So the first thing in reinvention is awareness. And then the second thing, very paramount, is to embrace change. Embrace change.
Okay. So we all need to embrace change.
Yes, we need to embrace.
If I know that, because this, like you said at the beginning, this is a new normal. This is not going anywhere. There are certain habits that are changed. Our working life has changed. The way we trade. So many things have been done online now, and some people are waiting for things to go back to how it is. If it is not going back the way it is, we need to be aware of that fact. That is what I'm understanding.
Yes.
We need to be aware of that fact that this has come to stay. And if there are certain things that have come to stay, how do we then continue to live on with it? The next thing I want to ask is, how do I reinvent myself? Business, ministry, family. How do I actually, yes, you have told us about awareness. What else can I do to reinvent myself, to adapt to this change?
Thank you. The next thing you must do, you must anticipate change, because change is inevitable, change is continual, change is natural. So you must anticipate change, and then you must adapt to change, and then you must enjoy change, and then you must be ready to continually be changing yourself again, and it's a process. Like you see, it's not reinvention, it is reinventing yourself. So you must be ready. You must be ready to change again and again if you must fulfill yourself in these unprecedented times. Businesses, organizations, government agencies, marriages, whatever you do for a living, you must be ready to change quickly, again and again.
Thank you very much, sir. The other thing I am looking at, because this awareness that change is necessary. What if there are people who might not be aware, and there are people who gain this awareness, like you rightly said, will not probably engage with it or respond to it? What are the dangers? What will happen, or what could happen if there's somebody out there resisting change, not wanting to reinvent themselves? What are the dangers, sir?
Well, if you resist change, you will experience decay. I give you a story of dinosaurs. Some million of years ago, there was a species called dinosaurs. When other creatures, other species were reinventing themselves, they remained adamant to change. As I'm speaking to you, the only way you see dinosaurs are in the museum. In other words, you don't want your dreams, you don't want your business, you don't want your career to end in the museum. Reinvention is a necessity. If you resist change, you lose relevance in the affairs of life. The world will leave you behind, you lose significance. I'm telling you, if you resist change, you'll be left behind and you find yourself, you become a victim of change and not a victor. But if you embrace change, you now maximize the power of change. Like I used to say, change is a force not to be feared, but an opportunity to seize so that you can maximize your purpose on earth.
That is so good. So change is a force that we shouldn't fear, but an opportunity we should seize. Yeah. And if you don't change, you can find yourself, the only place that you will find yourself is in the museum.
You lose significance. You become, a walkover in the game of life. Life continues without you.
Yeah, I don't think there's anyone or business or family who wants that. And for myself now, I'm thinking the first thing, I haven't known all this, that yes, reinvention is so necessary, because change is not something we can resist. It's a force. Yeah. Some people think it's just there. I can afford not to change. You can't afford, from what I'm learning, from what you're saying, sir. So I guess what I will say, the first thing I need to do, or first step, is to get a copy of this book. And apart from me getting a copy of this book, what other habits can I encourage my family, church members, co-workers, colleagues? What other thing? I mean, the first thing, like I said, I would want to first of all get a copy of this book and be giving it to them, that you must be reading this. What other habits can you also advise that we need to develop in order to seize this opportunity of change?
The next point is the illiterate of the 21st century is not someone who cannot read and write. The illiterate of the 21st century is not someone who cannot read and write, but someone who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn. And so you must be able to learn new things, let go of old habits, the status quo, old ways of doing things has got to die. Then you need to unlearn that things you need to let go and embrace the new. And then you need to be on the trajectory of continuous learning, on the trajectory of embracing change continually. Because successful people focus on the future and not on the past. The success of yesterday can also be a hindrance for your success tomorrow. So maybe someone listening to me, you have failed before. It's not a problem. Failure is written in pencil. not with a marker. That means that failure is erasable. You meet someone like me as a life coach, as a travel tour guide, we change life. My job is solving people's problems, all manners of problems, business problems, personal problems, destiny. We guide you because success, there is no man or woman is self-made. You need a guide. You need a tour guide, someone that sees the future and guide you. We call them coach. So you can visit my website, emmanueljones.co. Send me a text. I'm going to have a session with you, guide you, give you a coach, and mentor you so you can fulfill your dreams. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. I mean, I wish we had you for, or we can have you for over an hour more. But I know that I wouldn't want to be selfish. I know you're a very, very busy man. You have so many things to attend to. The details, all of the details, contact details will be on the screen for our viewers to get in touch with you. So, I mean, you've said so many things. We need to be ready to learn, unlearn, and relearn. And so I think that's one thing, plus the other things that I will be taking away. And thank you again. Thank you again. And I am looking forward to reinventing myself, looking forward to the new me and the reinventions also of people around me. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us today on Interview on Christian Insight TV. We will look forward to speaking to you again on your new book, on your new film. We'll be looking forward to that, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, David. Thank you, Father David. I'm grateful. Thank you.
Reinventing yourself for the future is a lifeline and a guide for anyone looking for success, fulfillment, and a fresh start. Change is inevitable. Change comes to all of us, whether we prepare for it or not. This book is to help businesses and organizations to experience security, confidence, and freedom in the uncertainty of our changing world. It will help the reader to maximize the benefits of change by tapping into the positive power of change. Reinvention is the master key to safeguard us from being a victim of change. Change is not a force to be ignored, but an opportunity to be seized to create the future you desire.